Welcome to week 5, day 1 in our running specific phase. Today we are working on some lateral movement emphasis, as well as adding a little bit more resistance combined with stability in our single limb support. Today's workout is 3 circuits, 3 times through for the first circuit, the other are 2 times. Equipment you're going to need is a bench or a step, a set of dumbbells or kettlebells of moderate resistance, and your Pilates ball. Today doing the workout along with you is Rachel and myself. She's going to join me on her mat. We're all going to get started at the wall with our Pilates ball. You're going to place that between your knees. Make sure you're about 1 foot, a little bit more from the wall. Ball between the knees and squat down. So this is a throwback from our beginning foundational days. Make sure the back is flat against the wall. Slight squeeze on the ball. Reach the arms. Take an inhale laterally into the ribs and back. Exhale all the air out. Gentle, slight reach. Now this means on your next inhale, you're going to breathe into your back body. And exhale all the air out. Keep that core tension. Soft inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Breathe in. Really priming the body for that back body expansion. And finding our core with our hamstrings, neutral positioning. Perfect. Slide on up. Set your ball down. We are going to do a body weight RDL to a knee drive. So we're simply reaching down the shin, lengthen through the glute. Exhale, drive up, opposite leg. Inhale, exhale. So we really want to find that full length to a contraction. Warming us up for some single leg. So really find all 3 corners of that foot. And then practice that inhale to lengthen, exhale, zip. 1 more. And we switch. Inhale down, exhale up. So as we've progressed, we're going to add more resistance. And I ask you to try to challenge yourself today with the weight that you're choosing. Of course, that's very dependent on how you've been progressing and what weight you've been selecting. So, as always, heavy and challenging for you. Last one. Let's come into a wide stance, toes in, heels out. We're going to come down to a hinge, press the hands into the tops of the thighs, and then reach the chest long. So let me turn sideways for that view for you. It's a hinge. Spine is neutral. So we've created even more internal rotation. You should feel those sits bones. Back of your pelvic floor feels nice and wide. Breathe into it and inhale. Exhale. Always prioritizing that length that we began with. One more. Good. Keep the positioning of the feet the same. Reach your opposite hand to your ankle. Keep that neutral spine. And then we reach over. You can also still have hand to the top of your thigh as well. Just don't want any rounding at the spine. So if you have the mobility with a slight bend in your knees to reach, you do that, or you come up to the top of the leg. And let's go ahead and switch opposite side. Always coming back to our basic tenets of rotation. When we're in a neutral spine, we have ability to rotate more. Rotation is what propels us forward in running. One side shortens while the other side lengthens. It uses that stored energy to propel us forward. Okay, let's do a standing cat-cow and then we're going to get into it. Inhale, come open, goalpost arms. Exhale, reach and round. Now when you open, still keep those ribs stacked. Exhale, round. One more time. All right, let's see what circuit number 1 holds in store for us. This is where you're going to need your bench. I'm going to bring it into the middle of my mat because we're coming up and over. Now this is where we're really starting in our lateral emphasis today. We're going to do our glute med step over, which means the outer leg is stepping over, lengthens the glute med, we step up. And then you're going to control that step down. Same leg that crossed over. Exhale, drive up. Inhale, down. Okay, up and over, alternating with that glute med. Weights, no weights, depending on where you've been working. Then we are going to do a lateral step up. So we usually face forward. Here we're challenging the outer glute. Inhale, controlled lower. Lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, slight lean forward. We're going to bias the glute more as we lower down. We're going to do that on both sides. And then put the weight down. We're going to bring up that high intensity with a step over as we come up. So it's exhale. More challenging, higher or lower. Still always prioritizing force control. Slower, make sure you are keeping stacked alignment, soft landing. 3 times through, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. So you can either grab 2 weights, maybe 1. I'm gonna front rack my kettlebell, and we're gonna get to work with our step over. Outside leg crosses, and then you come down. Opposite and up, down. Control that descent as well. Two more seconds. Okay, set the weight down if you need a second. Lateral step up. So I'll show you a side view when I start this set of what lateral looks like. Very similar to our forward step up where we're getting that full length through the glute. It's just the fact that when we bias ourselves to that position, we're challenging our glute medius more than our backside. Always hinging slightly forward, biases the glute. Now, whatever level of step is challenging but doable for you, so maybe it's just a low step, maybe it's your stair step at home. Control up, control down. Now I'll step over, face you on this side, lateral step up on the opposite. Eight seconds. Just remind you, if you want to skip an exercise, this is for your glute med. Glute med is pelvic stability. It's one of the primary things that runners lack. And when we run, we just go forward. Lateral movements are so important to focus on so we have a well-rounded body and strength. So if you're only focusing on things in the forward motion, lunges, squat, you're really missing the lateral impact that's so important. A strong glute med helps anchor that knee neutral so it doesn't fall in. So my IT band friends who have pain there, and my piriformis friends, weak glute med, piriformis is going to take over. Constant pain in the butt, got to strengthen the muscles above it. Let's go. Step over. Remember that audible lifts the pelvic floor. Halfway. Ribs over pelvis. Zip. 3, 2, 1 time through. Glute med step over. Five, 4, 3, cross over, step up, down. Woo! We almost had an equipment malfunction. We've got 10 seconds. All right, lateral step up, each side. Place that leg up, slight lean forward, exhale, heel, inhale, lengthen. Now find your big toe in your inner arch. Is that hip going straight back and forward? I could care less how many you get done in this time period, as long as you're getting quality movement. All right, over to your opposite side. Rachel and I are on the same wavelength. Setting that weight down. Better take advantage of that rest, it's short. We've got 3, 2, if you need to pause at the bottom and reset your breath, you absolutely can, okay? There's no rule that you have to go 1 for 1. So if you fall out of sync, get back into it. Pause for that inhale. Weight down, up and over. Teaching our body our activation pattern under fatigue. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Listen to your feet. Are they thumping the ground or are you controlling down? So yes, this is a fast movement. Fast doesn't mean sloppy. Pretend you live in an apartment. The core muscles will help you slow down, control. Otherwise, your neighbor below you will not be happy. All right, one more time through, up and over. Glute med emphasis. That crossover lengthens that muscle. When we lengthen it and we strengthen it through its full range. 3, 2, cross over, step up, lower. These are impossible to do quickly, which is good. Feel that glute squeezing at the top. Neutral pelvis when you come up. All right. Step ups one more time. So I think you've noticed as we've made it into the second half of this 6 weeks, what used to be 2 times through of our circuits, at least the first time is 3 times, increasing reps, progressive overload. Hinge forward. Inhale down. Tap that foot. Barely touch down, no momentum. We've got 6, 5, 4. Find that alignment. Nice. So when you start to get tired, especially your third time through, really pay attention to that foot, contacting the entirety of that surface. Is the knee wobbling? I certainly felt my knee and ankle that last few. Really had to think about tracking forward. Your body is smart and it will compensate for a lack of strength. It's where so many aches and pains come from. How can it still do the activity you're trying to do? Woo. All right, last time, hop up and over. You've got 10 more seconds. Get it together. We get to work. 4, 3, 2. Soft landing. Think about landing on your forefoot and midfoot, just like our pose method. 7. Keep going until the end. 3, 2. Woo! Okay. Started that one off with a bang. Let's see what number 2 looks like. I'm going to get my bench out of the way. We are hitting some front rack. You saw this last week. We're adding weight this time. We did body weight last week. Tap, tap, tap. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Front rack for each of those, 40 seconds on each side. Keep your weights. Extend one overhead. Front rack. We're going to march. 20 seconds. 20, we switch. Opposite arm. So we're holding a weight further away from our body. It's a little bit of a progression on a lot of the marching you've seen before. And then just for good measure, skater jumps. I told you we were going lateral today. Skater jump, exhale. Inhale on the catch. So you go as slow as you need to make sure that happens. If you can go without your leg touching the ground, like this, you do. If you need to top it down, pause, feel that full inhale, that's the priority today. 2 times through, 40 on, 20 off. We are starting with our 3-point squat. Let's go. Now, if you need balance support, You take one weight, okay? And you hold on. No one wants you to get hurt because you fell over holding weights because of the balance factor. Okay, shake it out. We hit the opposite side. Water, towel, whatever you need, just as long as you do it the next 7 seconds. 3, 2, front rack, ribs over pelvis. Breathing with core tension. It's been a major theme as we've progressed. What amount of core tension you need depends on what you're doing. Hitting super heavy, lots of tension. Bridge with a ball, probably not as much. Standing like this, front rack weights, good amount. Okay, keep those weights or drop them for a second because we're coming back to that front rack. Now, when we move the weight away from the body, watch your ribs don't get lazy. It is easy when we're fatigued to lose that alignment. Rack the weights, one arm up, march. Try not to wobble side to side. Find your foot and march. I'd rather you go slow than try to go quickly. Switch. Don't let the hip drop. Okay, I don't want to see that. Skater jumps. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see that. Rachel will go forward. I'm going to get started in the ending position of a squat. My leg is crossed behind. This is my inhaled state. Glute med. Lateral emphasis today. Stay stacked. Maybe you don't want to jump. Watch this. Just step over. Meet yourself where you're at. Find the challenge for you. All right. These 2 times through ones go fast. Before you know it, you only have one more chance at it. Front rack. 3-point tap, adding weight this time. How much weight? It's up to you. Tap. My leg is getting tired too. You've got 8 seconds. Keep going. Whew. I'm exercising my sweat, my pores today. What am I exercising? Whatever's dripping down my face, exercising that. All right, we've got 4, 3, 2, opposite side. press through the heel. Okay, don't forget your glute connection. Yes, you'll feel some quad happening here too. Good job. All right, drop them down before we front rack march. Ten seconds. Long exhale. Try to slow your heart rate. 3, 2. I really try to keep my gaze down and forward. My neck is neutral, I'm not looking down, but my gaze is down and forward. It's gonna let me stay stacked. If I try to look up, the tendency is gonna be to get that flare happening at the ribs. Switch. Try to minimize as much lateral movement as you can. Straight up. All right. Skater jumps, we'll wrap this one up. I'm going to start at the bottom of my movement. So that's my inhale. It's my length and my hinge. Soft landing. Soft, like you're graceful. When you really reach for that toe, it helps get that hinge back, that full length. Okay, if you didn't know where your glute med is, you do today. Let's wrap it up. Third circuit, grab a weight, kneeling, squat. It's up, up, down, down. Opposite leg leads, up, up, down, down. Exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. Then we're gonna do X jumps. Okay? Reach for the opposite foot. When you do that, chest stays high, not down. It's gonna get a lot of depth, okay? Now, again, if jumping or by the third circuit, you're gassed up on the toes. Now when the arms come up, the ribs aren't coming up. Arms up, ribs down. Okay, X jumps. Then we take it to the wall for a wall squat hold. Weighted or unweighted option is yours, depending on how you're feeling. Squat low, 90 degrees is your goal. And we just hang out. And that will wrap up your workout for today. Only 2 times through. Let's get started. Kneeling squat. Exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. Switch. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Really connect that heel the second you come into that first squat. Okay, glutes are working. And this is a partial range of movement, partial range of motion movement. We think about things like strengthening our pelvic floor halfway. This is a way we can functionally do that. Okay. Those X jumps are not going to feel good right now. But that's why we do it. Embrace the challenge, embrace the hard part, and you will feel better for doing it. Legs wide strengthening, that's been a theme these past few workouts, right? If on a jumping jack, the part that gets you is this, Let's find some ways to train that lift. Chest is high, hand comes down. We're not rounding. You're gonna leak. You're gonna feel your prolapse. Alignment. Soft landing. 4 seconds. Okay. 20 seconds, shake it out, hit the wall. I'm not hitting the wall until that buzzer goes off. Three, two, sit low. Now, yes, this is still a working position. Try to slow your heart rate. Find your rib cage. Nice long exhales connect to our parasympathetic. When you can find the ease in the effort, you realize that you can release tension in areas that you don't need it. And how much we're prone to increase our tension overall when we encounter a challenging situation. Okay, last time through in this workout, our kneeling low squat. You always know you have the option to lose the weight. Don't do it because it's hard. If you need to lower it because you can't get your breathing or alignment. Slow down if you need to, instead of reducing the weight first. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. My quads are on fire. 2. Okay. Take a couple good sighs. Slow that heart rate. X jumps. Two and 1. Go as slow as you need to go. Quality movement. I'm hurting too. You're getting stronger. You're persevering, maintaining muscle and strength. You've got 10 more seconds. Even if you're just doing body weight without the jump, keep going. All right. Whew. One more exercise. Hands between you and a cool down. 3, 2, sit low. Find somewhere to focus your gaze. Don't look at the timer. Slow breathing. You are halfway, more than halfway. We've got 3, 2. Oh my word. Woo! Come down to the ground. Bring one knee forward. Tuck the tail slightly. We're not going to arch our back. Just going to do a nice low lunge here. You can keep your hands here or reach long. If arms are long, think about lengthening from your knee to your fingers. And then on your exhale, release your shoulders down your back. Letting that psoas come into a lengthened position if you struggle with tight hips. Reach one more time, and then let's twist. We're going to stay here. So twist toward the leg that's forward. Now when we stay, first of all, make sure your hips didn't twist with you. Twist between the shoulders. Now act as if someone is pulling your arms in opposite directions. Find that length. One more. Okay, hands down, wiggle walk your foot out, outer edge of your mat. Slide your back leg back. Same side hand presses that knee away and open. That's for those X jumps. Opening through those inner thighs. Bring those hands down to the ground. Wiggle walk your foot in just a little bit. Uncurl your back toe, or curl under your back toes, sorry. Press into them, straighten the leg. We're gonna pause in a low lunge like this. Chest is long, so no rounding in the back, even if you come to fingertips. Bring the knee down. Wiggle walk your foot over to the opposite side of your mat. Come into a pigeon pose. You can always take a seated position for this as well, like our seated figure 4. Stay on long arms. If you can come down to forearms with the long spine, you can do that. Strength and mobility, or length, is the name of the game. Come on up, switch, opposite leg forward. Low lunge. Slight tuck. Reach the arms. Now that we've been cooling down, see if you can keep your mouth closed, tongue to the roof of your mouth, inhale through your nose, and exhale. Now let's twist between the shoulders, hips are square, reach those arms, so active in the arms. Come on back, wiggle walk that foot out, walk your back knee back, press that knee away and open. Come on back, long arms, curl your back toes under, runner's lunge, neck is long, spine is long. Drop the back knee down, walk on over into pigeon, or take a seated figure 4. If you're like me, keep your towel nearby. Still perspiring. Go ahead and have a seat on that hip. Swing your leg around. Last thing we're going to do is take a seated butterfly. Grab for your ankles or the soles of your feet. Nice tall spine. Just remember, move the fleshy parts of your bottom out of the way if you need to. Find your sits bones. And then exhale as you lean forward. Long spine. So no rounding. Those elbows can help press your inner thighs away and open. Good. Go ahead and close those knees together. That will wrap up week 5, day 1. See you for yoga and our second strength day of the week.